Don't forget to leave a like and become a member, so you can watch all my videos before anyone else. Okay, now I'm gonna talk about Manana es para siempre. It is a Mexican telenovela produced by Nicandro Diaz Gonzalez for Televisa in 2008. 2008 to 2009, there is an orange light, and on it there is the word Manana in red text, and under it, there are the words es and para in black text, and under them there is the word siempre in orange text. Here is a part of an intro.
Has been that previously neutral Nordic country.
Ammy 2023 Integra. So the first thing to notice about this, well, we have a really nice low-seating hybrid max version. I will be driving the regular gas and hopefully the hybrid as well later on here. But as far as the hybrid max goes, it's of course the most luxurious one, the quietest. This one also has acoustic noise control here in the hybrid max version, so that'll give you some extra quietness. But all the highlight is they do have acoustic glass for the windshield and for the front windows, and so it's going to give you, a little bit of a quieter ride here. We're just cruising slowly here on a resort road, but in this, we're even in the electric mode here, so you hear that gesture warning sound here. But otherwise, really nice and quiet. Obviously, the car isn't too bumpy or rough or anything, but very smooth, very comfortable here. Of course, you do have a multi-link suspension and all that, so it helps to smooth out all the bumps. And another thing that's really great you'll notice here, first off in the Grand Highlander, is the visibility. They did a really good job on the visibility. It's better than some of the competitors, I'd say. Really one of the thinnest A-pillars here. So you have a really unafflicted view looking forward. The door mirrors are right off onto the door, if they were not at the base detail like the Honda Pilot and some of the others. So I think it's actually one of the better ones visibility-wise. Also, back you have a great view if you want to get from a closer like this. But this one also looks like the option 10 rows in here, which you can get, and that'll give you an aspect of view. If you have a bunch of people in the back there. And also have a hybrid max, you punch your electric motor. And even at low speeds here, I'm noticing that the gas engine is also running, but it's really responsive. And it's like the second you stick into the gas, you get a nice hearty shove in your back there, and it just gives you a much more powerful feeling. And basically all the other competitors out there would don't offer any kind of higher powertrain like yourself. Really, the only one is the Model CX-90 now. But this is really immediate again, being hooked up to normal 6-speed automatic transmission here in the hybrid max version. And the speed the electric motor really helps. And it's also one of the reasons why you have full-time all-wheel drive here in the hybrid max. It's an on-demand all-wheel drive system in the hybrid, and then it's a more traditional all-wheel drive system that mechanically connected in the regular gas version. But here in this one, you have the top electric motor always providing some punch there in the rear. And it can go to 80% of the power to the rear, by the way, which we'll test out. Let's pull down onto the back road and see how it goes. Here we go. Alright, nice and responsive. Okay. Wow, this is actually pretty punchy, I have to say. Wow, so we're already at 2.4 turbocharged four-cylinder engine combined with multiple electric motors here in the front and in the rear, and all combined it can do 362 horsepower, 400 pound-feet of torque, at 6.3 seconds there to 60 time. And man, this really is so strong. That's better than I was expecting. Because there's a similar power plant in the Lexus RX 500, and in that it felt good. It just feels punchier in this to me. I'm not sure why, but man, it is a good amount of power. I know, for a vehicle like this, most people don't need to have some type of super fast vehicle, but for those who do want a punchier power delivery here, I mean, this is really nice for them. It also helps because these things aren't heavy. Once you have these fully loaded versions, this one's like 4,920 pounds fully loaded up just giving you the wave of power. And it's really easy to go faster than you're intending to get with this thing. Really quick, and honestly, I would say that it also actually feels a little quicker off the line than even the Mazda CX-90 Turbo S, which is the performance version that has a 6-cylinder turbocharged and it's really the enthusiast, sportiest one out there. But this imagine on horsepower and actually beats it on torque. So, you know, I mean, that has a different platform and it's a little more sportier with the setup. But I'd say as far as straight line performance goes, this is like, really actually a little bit better. I think it's probably the punchiest in the mainstream Subaru segment. It's really, I think it's my favorite as far as power to electric in the segment. Really, really well done. Other things I noticed in here, sport mode is nice tight steering. We're not on any corners right yet, so I'm not sniding with the handling just yet, but I really like this combo. It feels great. And also, as we're waiting on the brake to slow us down from these higher speeds, the brakes feel great as well. After nothing super sporty here, but plenty of braking power. It does grab right from the top of the pedal there, and it's a very natural feeling brake pedal, which you don't always get with other hybrids. So it's really well done as far as I like it too. And it's running against a 60 automatic transmission, which might sound like an interesting choice considering the regular gas is 80 automatic, and you have the ECBT hybrid, but the 6 auto works really well, and always in the right gear basically because you have all the electric assist. So that any time where you mistake, maybe there's going to be a little trouble lag here, or maybe it's going to caught off guard being too high of a gear. I've never felt that yet. We'll see with our drive here today if I clear things out at any point in time, but so far it seems like it's always got immediate power for me, and it's really great. I mean, even if you don't need to have the fastest thing possible, just having it do exactly what you want it to do whenever you put your foot down is also a little bit uncommon in this section. There's a lot of others that are a little complicated and a little confused sometimes with the transmission not being in the right gear and stuff. This is really well set up so far. Really like the power thing here in the back. Alright, so now we got the next one into mountain roads here and Hawaii where we're at. Beautiful out there. But anyway, as far as the handling here in the Hybrid Max, again, having that full tunnel aggressive is always a part of the rear, so it's pretty neutral. And so, even though this thing is only almost 5,000 pounds, it's a nice sweeping corner, pretty radius, and honestly, it's really nice and flat, really good body control, even though there aren't any kind of adaptive suspension components or anything. It's just a regular, multi-link suspension here, but it's still just really nice and flat, and this power is so punchy. And I was even driving in normal mode a little bit earlier, and it's also always punchy in normal mode, because it's not like it's just sport modes set up to be super fast feeling or anything. Like all the modes will feel great. We also have a slow mode and all that, so you have various modes depending on your circumstances there. But yeah, it's magnificent. We're going up a mountain road with a 5,000 pound crossover, and this thing is just accelerating like it's nothing. It's really impressive. And yeah, steering is nice and accurate. There's a little bit of feel for it. Obviously, it's a crossover, so it's not going to reduce like a sports car, but steering feels good. Body control is good. It's still super smooth just to ride, and even whenever you're hustling that goes, it's just really well controlled. This 28K platform is really good. Most of the time here, with the Grand Highlander, you have a longer wheelbase than the regular Highlander. You also have a wider track. It's going to handle better and be more stable than the regular Highlander, which it's been a couple of years since I drove one of those, so I don't have a super fresh comparison there to give you, but I can just say that that handles fine. But this set is going to have a bigger footprint, and so therefore it should be a little more confident and inspiring around corners, and it just feels great. The bottom line, it feels awesome. I don't think you're going to have any complaints. And the fact that you can send 80% of the power to the rear here in the Hybrid Max version, and in most of the other versions, they'll have a pretty good rear bias if it needs it. It just means you have very dynamic power delivery here. Although there was one point where I did stop on it with the wheel turn, I did feel a little bit of torque here. So maybe at low speed, it's really challenging circumstances. You might go up for a split second before that spur in the back comes in, so you get some extra assistance there. But overall, it just really feels very polished, very refined, and just feels like a great handler here. Again, now if you need that in a like this, it's really nice. This is one of the better handling Toyota crosses in my opinion. And then the last thing to say about the Hybrid Max version here is the fuel economy is still really great. So it's awesome that you really have no compromise. You kind of have all the power and you still get much better fuel economy than most most of the other vehicles in this little crossover segment. I mean, this thing is going to be rated at 26 mpg in the city, 27 on the highway, and 27 combined as well. And so, I mean, with that fuel economy, again, it's just like you're going to have way better efficiency, way better power. You can have your cake and eat it too here with the hybrid mass, as long as you're okay paying your premium over a regular gas or a hybrid version. And the regular hybrid will be better fuel economy, but that's also going to have a lot more power, so it's going to get to your whether it's worth, just 2 mpg better than you do in that regular hybrid version. But yeah, I think it's really, again, if you can afford to go to the hybrid max, it really is the best of all the world. That's the way I would go. If I could afford a top one, well, you know, what I was looking for, I think this is the way to go. It's my favorite Highlander. But let's check out the regular gas version and see how that goes. Here we go. That's a corner. Look at the first camera here. It's sitting on the power. Pretty aggressive. Honestly, it's pretty quick. Now I gotta say, full gas version here, 255 horsepower, and 10 pound-feet of torque. So we do about a 7.5, 7.06 time. And so, of course, yes, it doesn't go nearly as fast as the hybrid max. But the power, it's like, honestly, it's not bad from the power standpoint here. I'm going to say, I mean, again, it's getting speed pretty well here. So, you know, how it compares to competitors, a lot of competitors have the exception of have a little bit more horsepower, or even other horsepower, a little bit more horsepower, but just how more torque than most of it, so the 310 pound-feet. I think what you're going to feel is that whenever you're giving up and going at its lower speed, that's where you're going to really feel this motor actually feel a little punchy. Like having some higher speeds that might not feel quite as impressive as some of those a little bit more horsepower. But I wouldn't consider this underpowered by any means. I don't think that it, you know, feels slow or anything. So I think, you know, if you're someone who doesn't need to have all the power, you want to save some money and go for a regular gas version, you don't need a better fuel economy of a hybrid or whatever, I think this is a great choice. And again, the fact that it's priced this so, you know, aggressively on it, really impressive how it compares to its main competitors. And so I think that you don't need to have the most power, which is, I think, most through crossover buyers. Then the regular gas one is a great choice. A couple other things to mention here about the regular gas version is the difference in the hybrid max is the transmission. It has an 8-speed automatic instead of a 6-speed in the hybrid max. And the 8-speed is really good with it. Shifts so far nice and smooth. It's a normal torque converter, so it's very normal and natural. Nice and responsive, even in normal mode here. This is how I'm looking for whenever I lean into the gas step. And yeah, I think it's really well put up against the silver motor, keeping the band a bit more RPM. It's not scary to go through the higher RPM whenever you just go a little bit more on the gas. It's right there and very responsive to it, so it's that. Also here you get a different all-wheel drive system in the regular gas version. So all-wheel drive is an option, and you get these with front-wheel drive here. They're the lowest trims. And so, you know, but this one does have the all-wheel drive. And the all-wheel drive system, you know, it's really nice because it actually has a mechanical connection here for the gas version. And so that means that, you know, instead of the e-motor thing you rely on with the hybrid and the hybrid max version, with this it's always a direct connection there. But like the others, it works the same way where you have separate power around and one to all-wheel drive. It doesn't need to have those wheels turning, you know, so then you can have that fuel economy and all that. And so, yeah, it's really nicely set up and greatly options in front of us. So some other competitors doing all-wheel drive only now. In fact, we're still going to see the front-wheel drive if you live in a funny place. So we need to have all weather capability. You know, I think it's great that they do offer that front-wheel drive option. But as far as fuel economy goes, you're going to be getting, as far as the gas version goes, the best fuel economy goes towards the front-wheel drive version. You don't have too much of a penalty whenever you go up to the all-wheel drive version. The front-wheel drive gas version is 21 mpg in the city, 28 on the highway, and 24 combined. And you only give up 1 to 2 mpg in all those metrics that going for the all-wheel drive system. So it's a very minor penalty for the all-wheel drive. It shows just how smart Toyota's all-wheel drive system is to have that physical connection there. And they only 233 horsepower is less than what you're going to be getting with, you know, all the other versions. But one thing I really like about the power system is you still have a nice electric punch there very early on. So it always feels, you know, nice and punchy from the get-go. So doing the acceleration here, it's still spongy tires. For a split second, their traction control came on. And I'm only at the 15 off guard. So it's still not fast. It's 7.8 seconds there, which, yes, isn't super quick, but in a second, there's a lot of stuff that's, the same kind of performance, and yet with this, you have way better fuel economy. Again, getting 36 empty units, 32 on the highway, 34 combined. And, so I mean, it's getting up and moving pretty quickly. I do not think this feels quickly whatsoever. This is misleading too. There's 243 horsepower in this segment, doesn't sound like a lot, but none of those others have an electric motor to give you that huge big zap that you get here with this. Yes, I mean, these are heavier. This is probably, 4,500 pounds. It's not even maybe a little bit more. But amazingly, this motor has done a really good job of moving it. Really well feels just from, again, the quicker acceleration there. Yeah, overall, pretty happy with this one. I mean, just the fact that, you're going to be saving so much gas in actual kind of usage cases that people put these things through. Driving on suburban roads, drive-through lines, and school pickup lines, all of that stuff can be done electrically. So that's something you can say about the hybrid max as well, but if you don't have the money to jump up to the higher hybrid max versions, it's great that they offer the regular hybrid unit. I'm going up full, and not even full throttle, and it's really accelerating nicely. So don't be scared off by the low horsepower rating. This is really great. At least take a hybrid for a test drive with this. You can get a better fuel economy. As long as the gas version here is still really nice and slow. The ride quality and everything. It's a little bit bumpier even right now. Even with the wheels that come down to it, but that's so comfortable.
Now that's volume at 14. Let's get some volume.
Setting off here in the 2023 Integra. So the first thing you notice about this, while you have a really nice low city coming out of the premium, is that this has definitely heavier steering. And most of it comes down to probably the 245 wide tires versus the 225s you get on regular Mach-E's. And also I think they also just made it a little sportier for the GT as well. And so it just feels sportier from the first second you turn the steering wheel in this thing. It also feels a little bit sportier with the ride. So they definitely have a sportier suspension that go along with the lowered suspension. And, obviously it's a little bit stiffer for performance reasons, but that just means that out here on the road, at least it's, low speed so far that I've been doing, it's, a tiny bit bumpier. Now, it still is fine, it's still comfortable, and if you're used to something that's performance-oriented like this GT is, you're probably not going to have an issue with it whatsoever. But if you do want to have a little bit more adjustability, the Performance Edition does give you the Magnaride adaptive dampers, and that supposedly makes the ride the best out of all Mach-E's. And so it's definitely probably something worth getting if you, do find the ride a little bit lacking here in a regular GT. That's not part of the Performance Edition package. It's $6,000, and a few other things that will give you, a lot of speed and stuff. But anyway, other things, this is running great as all the Mach-E's. It has very good view for it. The side is good. The back is also pretty good. Thanks for sure to put out off there. Other things here, so brakes have a nice and progressive steering team here. Now this vehicle has 8,000 miles on it. So I think that certainly helps. Because our brand new premium Mach-E actually has kind of touchy brakes. So it's really tricky to be smooth with. I believe that's a set of variant process. And this one, having 8,000 likely 5 miles. Let's turn out onto the software here. These hot shots. Here we go. Wow. Back off the power. So, that's interesting. Very interesting. Not the most precise one to be talking about. I don't know why I'm saying that. Don't think that we think the regions here can be involved. We're not in the place where we need in a minute to see if that 175 exercise still present here. I did the one we talked about, I would assume it was a high value. But anyway, very effective performance here. So all you see is the 480 horsepower, and 124 more when you get on your regular Mach-E. Those type of versions, regular ones. And they get turn his muscle to sport. It's definitely enough for you to kind of be able to give you 634 pounds to the foot. It adds up to giving you a 3.87 0 time here for the regular GT, the 3.5 second 0 6 for the performance position. And, let's get that. Oh, this thing is impressive. Really, I like the little sound too. It does have a propulsion sound on it. But I still think it sounds really good, you know, just having a little sound. But yeah, we're going to engage and try another acceleration here now. I got the wheels that time. Okay, so engage definitely now the ramp sound as well. So I think myself again, it does good up. But it's just unblockable that strains are effective. I'm going to put it back into the unbounded so I can give it some 40 seconds over here. But it really is a good amount of power. I also really love how the GC has a little power meter here. It's very small at the bottom up there and shows you the real zone and how much power it's putting out. The regular monkeys don't have that. That's something I really would like to have on the regular monkeys like to have. But anyway, coming up some corners here, I'm always taking all my reviews said, let's see how the GC version handles. This thing is 5,000 pounds here, very GC. So it's only a 245 line tires, but wow, this thing is anything there than I was expecting it to on it. I was really, didn't have high hopes of these all-season tires, but really nice. The steering was kind of stiff, but I think it just really gives it a nice weighty and confidence inside and feeling. Okay, we get it. Oh yeah, it'll play around with you though. I mean, even though it's only a 50-50 split per power here, you look at a 60-40 split in the performance edition and the unbridled extend mode. But even with, the 50-50 split, this thing really, when they keep it back on there, that's one thing I really love about the Monkeys. They just probably make it feel a little more real drive by, a little more that Mustang flavor and character. And so I do appreciate that, but I mean, I could tell that the back end was wanting to, kick out a tiny bit, but the front end was also starting to lose grip simultaneously. I think I would just go for the full tradition, honestly. It's $6 grand here, I think that's the upcharge, and the head start tires are really nice to do. The 400 turbine air summer tires, I suppose, if you don't need all the other stuff with the performance edition. So I think, even if it's famous all season, I don't know why Ford didn't put like this kind of sport all-season tires, and they did a great all-season, still has better performance capabilities than a regular all-season like your Continental. I'm not sure why they didn't anything for those. This thing, it's a handful. It really is a handful. And I find myself, even though I paid a little more on this than I did with the GD60 performance that I had a couple weeks ago from Genesis, that had very similar performance components. So everything goes, very similar like the power and all that. But that was a little more confident in its handling with its arm and the leg, and it was just very, very confident with that. This is exhilarating. It's less confident with that. It doesn't scare me necessarily, but it's still making sure that you have to just make sure that you're not being an idiot this week. I think you could try to get away with a little bit more stupid driving in the GD60 than you can in this. Could kind of fight back a little bit. I like that. That's the same kind of Mustang character, same thing as the regular Mustang, my Mustang Virk that I own, that thing also, and that was an idiot, it was out of food on here, so I kind of like that. I think this actually does feel a little bit more like a Mustang now than the regular premium did. It does look like a place of the regular premium is aside from the, slightly more tail off the back end, it can really feel very much like a Mustang. This being a little bit wilder and being a little more sketchy on the stage, I think actually helps. I'd really love to try out, one of these on Sabotage to see how they compare back to that and see if you use some of that character with the benefit or not. Yeah, it's an acceleration just for fun. Yeah, this thing, it's impressive. Now, I will say that the power starts to take off a little bit around, maybe 50 miles an hour, so that's when it, it gets a little less intense, but it's still pulling very, very slowly. And, it's still so good. We're talking about a vehicle with just 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds. It's wild performance. And also, whenever you want to slow yourself down, the GT is really, it's got good grip there. I mean, that acceleration, I was like, maybe 3/4 throttle with the wheel turn, and it's still hung on pretty good here. And so, the 225 is definitely a huge improvement over the 225 that's for sure. Very lucky. The understeer is pretty good, pretty early on. You can't push those, a whole lot. They still handle pretty well, but it's pretty fun too. Very nice upgrade. And it turns out really nicely, and just, feels really good. And 5,000 pounds of curb weight. Does it feel like 5,000 pounds? No. Thanks to the battery being in the floor there, nice and low, and very low center of gravity. I think it's still closer like, really over 4,000 pounds. More corners here. Again, try the 60-40 split of the performance edition in the 507 mode, but also that mode will also give you louder performance sounds and also relaxing aids, so you have a more convenient motor control system, so you get a little more quiet, I'm sure. But yeah, and the thing is, we'll play stuff if you start accelerating a little too early out of the corner. But I think it actually does very well as far as handling goes, even on the all-season tires. It's better than I expected it, honestly. And so, yeah, but it's easy. You want more grip? Tire upgrade away. Yeah, but it's still a very good handling power. And now looking at some top notes here, let's see how this one does. We got a 20-inch wheels with big thin sidewalls, so not too bad. Glides on a motion, I mean, it's really not that bad. It's still very drivable, not bad at all, and it's great that, again, you do have a back-ride option for the performance edition, which, there's something that, we'll spend it like 10 miles an hour, really wild. It's so fast to go off of it, it still is really one of the rookie parts. And also, I think part of the reason why is because the bigger front motor is the only upgrade. There is no bigger rear bone. It's the same rear motor as any other motor. So it's just way more power up front.
Alright, so now let's do a sound test. Now, side note, make sure you put your headphones on or watch this video using the quality system. If you're using your iPhone or your Galaxy, it's just going to sound like music. Alright, so I'm going to start off at 50% volume with my custom EQ settings. Here we go. Okay, now right away I can tell you this speaker has a lot of clarity. Well, let's increase the max volume. Start it over, here we go. Okay, let's try a different song. Okay, let's find out. Alright, so I got two Motion Boom Plus speakers paired together. Now to sync them up using true wireless stereo, real simple, just hit the button on the first speaker, hit the same button on the second speaker. It takes less than 5 seconds. Alright, here we go, max volume.
Many times you knew I was fighting for you. I had to put it on the line, grab the button for you. I was first line, I was ready for you. I came by myself, I was second for you. I could ask for a lesson for you. I could life for a blessing for you. You got not special, this is for you, right? Let's think about it. And I can't sleep at night when I think about it. These niggas think they got it, but I really got it. These niggas think they conquered, but I really conquered. I don't left the town, got it really poppin'. Niggas window shut when I'm really poppin'. I'm from the city where niggas be really rockin'. I might pull up a 650 with silly options. Mathematics. Still stick around if I ain't had cabbage. She comes to my shows if I back average. Slept on my floors and my bad habits. Came in my rooms from the back status. Never be so young from the backstab, never. Ready for that ride in the black caddy. Like my son, one son, tell him ask daddy. Every man happy. I'm just from two to
Okay, let's try the original Motion Boom and see how much different it sounds compared to the Motion Boom Plus. Alright, so let's start off with the Motion Boom. Now if you notice, the Motion Boom is a lot smaller than the Motion Boom Plus. So it shouldn't be as loud, but let's put it to the test. Here we go. Okay, so we maxed out at 89. Here's the Motion Boom Plus. Okay, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Alright, so now let's do a sound test. And on a side note, make sure you put your headphones on or watch this video using the quality system. Because if you're just using your phone, everything is going to sound the same. Now one more thing. If you notice, it does have strobe lights in the woofers. Okay, I love that. Hashtag RGB life. Alright, here we go. I'm going to start off at max volume. The EQ is set to music with extra bass. Here we go. Hold up, but you got the RGB lights. Now, let's try another song. Stormbox Blast paired together. Now to sync them up, real simple. Just go to the first speaker, hold down the Bluetooth pair button for 5 seconds, do the same thing on the second one, and it'll automatically connect. Alright, here we go, max volume.
Yo, I got a question for you. Yeah, how many times you knew I was checking for you? I mean, put it on the line, grab the breakfast for you. Yeah, I was front line, I was breakfast for you. Tractor came by myself, I was stepping for you. Set the L to a lesson for you. Turn one night to a blessing for you. You ain't gotta do something special for you. But I wouldn't do nothing special unless it's for you. Right, let's think about it. And I can't sleep at night when I think about it. These niggas think they got it, but I really got it. Niggas think they profit, but I really profit. I done left the town, got it really poppin'. Niggas window shot, but I'm really poppin'. I'm from the city where niggas be really rockin'. I might pull up in 650s with silly options. Mathematics. Still stick around if I ain't had cabbage. Would you come to my shows if I rap average? Step on my flaws and my bad habits. Deal with my wounds from the backstabbers. I never be someone who would backstab. Never. Ready for that ride in the black caddy. Fuck my son, one son, tell him ask daddy. I'll be mad happy.
Let's find out. Alright, let's settle this debate right now. Alright, so this is it. Soundcore Motion Boom Plus versus the Tri-Bit Stormbox Blast. Now I'm going to start off with the champ, the Soundcore Motion Boom Plus. Here we go.
Yo, I got a question for you. How many times you knew I was checking for you? I mean, put it on the line, grab the weapon for you. I was front line, I was breakfast for you. Tractor came by myself, I was stepping for you. Turn the L to a lesson for you. Turn one night to a blessing for you. You think I do something special for you? But I wouldn't do nothing special unless it's for you. Right, let's think about it. And I can't sleep at night when I think about it. These niggas think they got it, but I really got it. Niggas think they profit, but I really profit. I done left the town, got it really poppin'. Niggas window shot when I'm really coppin'. I'm from the city where niggas be really rockin'. I might pull up in 650s with silly options. Mathematics. You still stick around if I ain't had cabbage. Would you come to my shows if I back average? Step on my flaws and my bad habits. Deal with my wounds for the backstabbers. Never be someone who will backstab. Never. Ready for that ride in the black caddy. My son, one son, tell him ask daddy. I'll be mad happy, but I'm just
Okay, here's the Stormbox Blast.
Yo, I got a question for you. How many times you knew I was checking for you? I put it on the line, grab the weapon for you. I was front line, I was breakfast for you. Tractor came by myself, I was stepping for you. Turn the L to a lesson for you. Turn one night to a blessing for you. You ain't think I do something special for you. But I wouldn't do nothing special unless it's for you. Right, let's think about it. And I can't sleep at night when I think about it. These niggas think they got it, but I really got it. Niggas think they profit, but I really profit. I done left the town, got it really poppin'. These niggas window shot when I'm really coppin'. I'm from the city where niggas be really rockin'. I might pull up in 650s with silly options. Mathematics. You still stick around if I ain't had cabbage. Would you come to my shows if I back average? Step on my flaws and my bad habits. Deal with my wounds for the backstabbers. Never be someone who will backstab. Never. Ready for that ride in the black caddy. Like my son, one son, tell him ask daddy. I'll be mad happy, but I'm just
Okay, let's kind of wrap this up. The Raiden series has been around for about 2 decades now, and this is Raiden 4 on the Xbox 360. Glad to see a North American release for this. Traditionally, we get screwed out of Japanese shooters, so it's cool to see anything come over here, especially when it's a big name franchise and a quality game like Raiden 4. Now, they just need to work on some other series like the Thunder Force games and Robo West, but Let's move on to Raiden 4. The presentation is outstanding. It is every bit as good as you want it to be. I'm making an assumption, but I'm going to assume that you want high-quality visuals, high-definition graphics, and awesome sound, as well as an easy-to-navigate menu structure, global leaderboards, and extremely smooth gameplay. If that's what you want, this game has it. It's got lots of explodey things, too. Just look at these tanks parked on the left there. I hope they were insured. Raiden 4 is extremely similar to the excellent Raiden 3, but the PS2 even struggled with some of these really busy, wild shooters. Raiden 4 is way smoother than Raiden 3. The Xbox 360 doesn't seem to skip a beat when playing shooters like this, or the Raiden Fighter Aces game. Very smooth gameplay, 99% of the time, no slowdown or jerkiness whatsoever. Raiden 4 is an extremely challenging game, which is all the harder for me right now because I wanted to get this review up while the game was new, but I just came off a week playing Gigawing on the Sega Dreamcast for my review of that title. And the gameplay style required for Gigawing is the complete opposite that I would use for Raiden 4. Gigawing and many games like that reward you for being as aggressive as possible and pushing bullets back into the enemies and playing like a madman. Raiden 4 rewards you for patience, which I find extremely difficult. You need to play this game in a very reserved style. Moving around the screen wildly will get you killed. It's amazing how many bullets will miss you if you remain stationary or if you guide your ship in tiny little movements. Once you start flying back and forth and running into things, it's over. At least for me. Once I lose composure in the game, the whole thing just goes to hell. It's hard to notice them when you're playing, but check out the backgrounds in this game. Very subtle, yet extremely well done. Not to mention the music fits the game perfectly, is well recorded, sounds great. I love the synthesizers. Several different ways that you can rack up points and practically unlimited approaches to each level. There's 3 primary weapons, actually 4 primary weapons in this game to choose from, and you can download 2 additional spaceships from Xbox Live Arcade. The game comes with 1 ship, you can download 2 extra ones for $1 each or something. It's not very much. It's a bit of a shock after playing Raiden Fighter Aces, which comes with a huge array of ships to play with. But Raiden 4 is a different game, and your plane moves very slowly, which is actually perfect for those short controlled movements. You'll notice as I keep playing, I haven't memorized where things are coming from quite as well. I'll start flying around more out of control, which is just going to wipe me out. You must play this game with control. Just imagine Yoda yelling at you. You fly on the screen, you blow me up. about to be thrown across the room until I remember how much it costs. See, that was the good thing about those Genesis controllers. You could just hurl those like brick walls. They'd bounce right back, and then you'd play better. I can get a bit obsessive compulsive with this game, so I can only play it in short bursts. This is an Xbox 360 exclusive. You do get achievement points with it, and one of my favorite features, global leaderboards, where you can not only see who's scored 6 trillion points, but also frequently watch replays of their gameplay, so you can check out some of their tricks. There's things that some of these guys come up with, or girls, or robots, that don't mean to discriminate, that you may never have thought of. Just little strategies, or a place to hover on screen, or hide behind an end boss or something. I don't know how some of you find the time to get that good at these games. I'm playing on the normal setting here, and I've got a ways to go, and definitely a lot of gameplay ahead of me. I need to memorize the second and third level before I can really hit the fourth one with any kind of consistency. For those of you who are not that familiar with shooting games like this, who will get blown out of the air in the normal or arcade difficulty mode, and there's 2 higher than that even. There is a practice mode in the game, a very easy and an easy setting. I'll show you some of the easy at the end. The easy actually isn't all that much different than normal. But once you just figure out that you really don't want to move wildly all over the place in this game, you'll start to get the hang of it. Also check out some of those videos online from the really good players. Don't learn from me, whatever you do. I think the only game I'm good at is Pebble. I'm selling myself short. I'm good at the Gran Turismo games and Ms. Pac-Man, the arcade machine as well. Not only are these shmups or shoot-em-ups some of the best games being released, but they're also some of the best values, because they're not as popular as first-person shooters, and they tend to not cost as much either, while providing you hours and hours of gameplay and unlimited replay value because you're challenging yourself. You can play with a friend in 2-player co-op and play for global leaderboard superiority. Again, with blowing up a bunch of things with spaceships, you'll like Raiden 4. Pick it up. Buy it so that they make more of them. You gotta do what you gotta do to win. In trucks in too. Oh, that rhymes.